another edition of Trump at War. I am Matt Fox, and I'm sitting in Rostock, Germany, coming to you live from my studio. And as I say, it's all shit. That's what Trump has brought to this world. More shit. Every day it's something new, and it's another distraction for everybody to not look at what's being released from the Epstein files, to not be paying attention to the things that they are not releasing, and to get you to talk about something else. Um, Lately, the thing everybody's been talking about is the price of gas. You may have noticed that you're paying a little bit more at the pump. You can thank Donald Trump for that. And as far as all of the farmers in America that are strapped for cash already, now they are having to deal with some major costs because of Donald Trump's excursion into Iran. Donald Trump seems to think that he's going to send some toy soldiers over there and take over Iran and install a new leader and control Iran's oil and whatever. But that is not going to happen. So, like I said, I am Matt Fox. I'm coming at you live from Rostock, Germany. And today's activities are this: Donald Trump went before the press today and lied his ass off like normal. And he seems to want the public to think that he has some sort of control over how Iran is going to operate in the future. And he really doesn't. And he seems to want to send soldiers over there. These soldiers are already on their way over there. And I'm sure that they have discussed the possible taking of Karg Island. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Fox, and I'm over here in Rostock, Germany, coming to you live. And this is Trump at War. He has gone to every single step to show that he has no understanding of what is going on. He told us, what was that, 3 months ago, that the nuclear facilities in Iran were bombed and were obliterated, in his own words. Well, now he comes back, and a week or two, 3 weeks ago, bombs Iran again because he says that in 2 weeks they would have a nuclear bomb. That's very, very funny. I don't understand how you can lie to the public one day and then 3 weeks later tell another lie, just the same lie. So he bombed Iran, and all for his buddy Bibi Netanyahu, who is also trying to avoid getting prosecuted for his own activities in Israel. The Israeli public is very, very angry with Bibi Netanyahu, and they are all looking forward to his leaving office so that he can be prosecuted for the amazing amount of felonies that he is also committed in that country. And in our country, in America, we have Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is another Bibi Netanyahu. He has broken the law. He is a convicted felon, a 34 count felon, and he is leading our country into war after war after war. The American public should be stamping their feet and protesting at every opportunity. I hear there's a No Kings protest coming up. I certainly hope that Americans will come out in full force to show their displeasure with this administration. Now, I want to go into today's activities. Trump said before the press today that he was having conversations with the Iranian government and that the Iranian government were going to do the right thing and open the Hormuz Straits up again. But I can tell you that is not happening. And the Iranian government mocked Donald Trump. I would show it to you, but I'm gonna wait for another time. But they are mocking Donald Trump. They are mocking him. They told him he is fired and thank you for your attention to this matter. Hey, I mean, they are really making a fool out of Donald Trump. And he hates that. So what is he going to do? He has a shipload full of Marines headed that direction. The intent of this group, I'm certain, is to try to secure Karg Island. Now, if they try to do that, you can certainly bet that we are going to lose many, many Marines in that situation because Iran, number one, is surrounded by mountains. And if they go over there jumping on Karg Island, they're going to have some serious problems. The Straits of Hormuz are not very wide, and it just takes one or two ships to be coming through there, and then it's full. For the Iranians to shoot a rocket or use artillery, it's not a problem. Artillery goes over 2 miles, and they could just pound any ships with drones or rockets or artillery. I'm Matt Fox. Thanks for joining me. I'm over here in Rostock, Germany, going off on Donald Trump. I just want to put it out there. Today, James Carr will put out a video about Trump because Trump went off on Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller just died. He was the prosecutor that was dealing with Trump in the first impeachment trial. And he was also a very decorated war veteran. This man saved many of his comrades in battle, and when he was injured, he didn't go and lay down in a hospital bed. He told them, "Patch me up. I'm going back in." So this is a hero. And the man sitting in the Oval Office is a criminal and is a five-time draft dodger. This man never served in the military. Hey, Chris, what's up? Bob Mueller. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, he was a good guy. You know, even though Bob Mueller was involved in the impeachment with Donald Trump and everything, he was always a fair guy. You know what I'm saying? He called balls and strikes how they come. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that we have a president that sits in the Oval Office and sits there and enjoys the fact that somebody died. You know what I'm saying? That is a piece of shit. All right? I'm saying that. And James Carville, uh, former speechwriter for Bill Clinton, I think he was, he went off on Donald Trump like a mother trucker. I encourage each and every one of you to watch that video, like that video, and he says it like it is. Donald Trump is a sack of shit. So, this guy who is sitting in the Oval Office is sitting there trying to tear down the White House. He has already tore down one side. He is talking about tearing down the columns in the front. I mean, before his term is over with, we'll be lucky to even have a White House still there. So, as I said, I'm coming to you live from Rostock, Germany. This is where I'm living for the past 16 years. I do not plan on coming back until the Trump regime is out of there. And I hope at some point we can get some decent Republicans to run for office once again. But at this point in time, they are all lapdogs to Donald Trump, and therefore they all need to be voted out of office. We need some real Republicans in there. So, insofar as what's coming in the next few days, like I said, you got a shipload of Marines headed over to Iran now, and I do not foresee that that's going to be a good thing. I foresee many, many more casualties of the war, and because of the last casualties that came through, Donald Trump and his pack decided it was okay if we take a picture from the dignified ceremony and raise money for his campaign for that. It's unbelievable how low this guy is willing to go just to try to put money in his pockets. The man's wealth has already skyrocketed by $4 billion since he's been in office. I mean, this is unbelievable. Who from you is earning so much money? No, nobody. Maybe your 401k is going up, maybe not. But the thing is, how do you feel about the people that are getting screwed? The people that are not able to pay their medical bills, the people who are not able to pay for food for their children before school. I mean, you have children going to school hungry because Trump administration was not willing to fund SNAP benefits for children. For children. Now he's asking for 200 billion to go fight the Iranian regime. The Iranian regime is already gone. They already killed them all. And that is another thing that you got to be thinking about. Since Donald Trump has gone ahead and, violated the UN charter by killing a leader of a country, assassinating, then yeah, then Donald Trump is open game. Then Bibi Netanyahu is open game. Then Vladimir Putin is open game. All leaders are open game now since Donald Trump seems to think that that's the way you do it. Well, now other leaders around the world may think the same and try to assassinate the leaders of other countries if they don't like them or if the country is not doing the things that they want them to do, such as Donald Trump and the TV studios and everything else. The TV studios weren't showing the types of things that Donald Trump liked, so what does Donald Trump do? He puts them in a bind and threatens them. Unfortunately, many of them gave in. That includes the law offices. Many law firms gave in when Donald Trump put it on them and let them know that he was going to sue them. Yeah? He sued BBC. BBC said, look, we'll go ahead and say we're sorry, but, there's really nothing going on there. So that's still up in the air, but I don't foresee that that's going to go through because Rupert Murdoch probably is going to have something to say about that as an Englander. As far as what is going on with the Epstein files, we're looking forward to the outcome of the search of the Zorro Ranch. There were two girls killed there, strangled during rough sex, and that's some terrible stuff. And they buried two girls over there on that property, and I hope that they will be finding them soon. As I said before, there's also a room with passports, guns, documents, and all sorts of videos from Jeffrey Epstein's house there and the place in Little St. James. All of these activities that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in and all of the people that were involved at those places, all of it was videotaped. So there was an email, I think that was from Steve Bannon to Mark Epstein or to Jeffrey Epstein, and where he asked him if Putin has pictures of Trump blowing Bubba. So you know what? I want somebody to ask Trump, how good was Bubba's cock? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Because really, there's no reason why we should have a convicted felon in the office of the president. I just do not understand that. Help me understand. The guy is a convicted felon, 34 convictions, and he's sitting in the Oval Office. I mean, if you're a convicted felon in America, you can't even vote. If you're a convicted felon in America, you can't even buy a gun. So how is this punk sitting in the Oval Office? I beg you. I beg you. As far as the Epstein files, the search of the Zorro Ranch is one thing, but there is so much evidence coming out now. Everybody is looking at Donald Trump and scratching their nose because they know that he lied. And he lies every time he opens his mouth. Almost, I mean, today, what he said was a complete lie. He's not talking to the Iranian government. He's talking to some Iranians that may live in America that he might want to install in Iran, but he is not talking to the Iranian government, and they are making fun of him for his lying to the press. So, for the future, I can just tell you this, that the Iranian government is not laying down. They are steady shooting rockets. They are steady shooting drones into different areas. They are attacking Israel. Israel is feeling the brunt of their own actions. And now Donald Trump is talking about, oh, he's going to back off. Let me tell you something. He is manipulating the markets. And every time he says something and gives the markets hope, then the markets go down. Prices for gas go down. But what's going to happen is, in the end, the next day, they find out it's a lie. The markets go up. The markets go down. The price of gas goes up. And let me tell you, you're paying $4 or $5 a gallon right now. You're going to be paying more. You're going to be paying way more for gas soon because Iran is not laying down. Okay? And I can tell you that Donald Trump he does not care if you're paying $5 a gallon. He does not care if you're paying $5 a gallon. Look at all of the farmers over there who are strapped, and they are hurting for real. So for Donald Trump to show, disdain for anybody who complains about it, that's because he's an asshole. Okay? He does not care about you. If you are paying $5 for a gallon, then you got to pay $5 for a gallon. If you got to pay $6 for a gallon, then you got to pay $6 for a gallon. And he don't want to hear you complaining. If you got to go somewhere and fly somewhere and go visit your family, he doesn't care if you have to wait 2 or 3 hours at the airport. He doesn't. He doesn't have to wait. He doesn't have to pay for his gas. So, everybody that goes shopping knows that the prices in the market are also going up because the costs are going up for the delivery companies to deliver those products to your markets. So start understanding Donald Trump doesn't have to pay for his groceries. You know what I'm saying? That's all he gets that all free. So and they're eating really good over there. The Department of Defense spent over, I think, $200 million just in September for steak, lobster, crabs. They're eating like kings. But everybody else is out there trying to buy some macaroni and cheese and some tortillas or some beans or whatever, and they're having a hard time paying for that. So, and the price is going up and up, and inflation is starting to spike. And when it gets worse and worse and worse, you people that all voted for Trump, you're going to be regretting it. I'm serious. And my family and my friends over there are feeling it too. So, if you think that things are going to get better, think again because it's not. You got 3 more years of Donald Trump. And in the midterms, if he does not cheat you guys out of your votes, if he does not cheat you guys out of your votes, then there's going to be some sort of change in the House, in the Senate. Then the Democrats can impeach his ass and get his ass out of there. Uh, yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. One hair, yeah, all right. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Thanks a lot. Give me a thumbs up and thanks for watching. Um, you guys, everybody who's watching, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, helps me out a little bit. But I ain't earning no money. I'm just doing it for the people over there in America and the people that I love. So the thing is I know Donald Trump from back in the game, personally. didn't meet him, but I had my manager and he told me all about who he was. And so I know who he was and I know who he's been, and he's never changed. And so when he goes in front of the press and starts telling these lies, you guys are not. What information are you getting? The information that I'm getting is that what's reported from the investigations, ongoing investigations in America in regards to the search of the Zorro Ranch and all of the information from the Epstein files. I've been reading the Epstein files religiously for the past 2 weeks, and there's some really gross stuff in there. I don't know if you guys have been reading it, but it's really, really bad. Diane, wherever you're at, I hope you're doing okay. I am sitting in Rostock, Germany, coming to you guys live from Rostock, Germany, because this is where I live now. And that's because I have a child here. So, but my mom turned 90 last year and I couldn't even come back to visit. Why? I'll tell you why. Because I was born in Japan. Although I am an American, I was born in Japan. And I didn't want to take the chance to try to come back over there because when you go over there and you get in the when you're going through the walk through at TSA and everything, or customs, if you're not born in the United States, they're sending you back. So, and that's why I didn't go. Besides that, because of this podcast and the fact that I know Donald Trump and how he is, I knew I wasn't going to make it in anyway. But my mom understands, and thank you for caring. Those of you who do watch every now and then, you know that I am a single father, and so anything that you send, I will use for my kid or whatever to help that situation. My son is dealing with German schooling here, and it's not as great as in America. I really got to say, I'm really disappointed in the German schooling here, but it might just be my kid. Who knows? Nevertheless, Donald Trump is an issue, and you guys got it going on over there, and I hope that the situation is going to get better. I don't see anything changing. Watch out for the next couple of days. Like I said, you got 5,000 Marines headed towards Iran on a ship right now. And I foresee in the next day or two that they will be probably trying to take Karg Island. For any of you watching tonight and you see that that does happen, then you'll know that I was right. Yeah? Why are you disappointed in German schools? I'll tell you why. Because my kid goes to school maybe like 3 or 4 hours a day, and they don't even do homework. They don't even have homework. And whereas when I was in school, I was doing five to 10 page papers in the 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? They mostly do just worksheets. It's all worksheets, and there's no homework. My kid never gets no homework. You know? And if a teacher is sick, they don't have a substitute teacher. It's like then you got that hour off. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have, like in America, they don't have like a study hall. They just send the kid home, and therefore I'm really not too happy about it, but I'm still trying to teach him as well as I can myself. So yeah, Trump's good, but it's a real point about attacking. Yeah, exactly. Why did Trump attack Iran? Trump told us, what was that, 8 months ago or 3 months ago, that the nuclear facilities were totally obliterated. Now he comes back and 3 weeks ago says that if he hadn't attacked them this time, that they would have had a nuclear bomb in 2 weeks. So I mean, he's either very confused or he's lying to you. I mean, you just have to understand he's lying to you. He said today that he was talking to the Iranians over there in Iran and they were going to making some sort of a deal. Hey, David, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. I normally do my podcast earlier in the day, but I know for you guys it's better that I do it at this time. But I also do a podcast in German, so therefore today I was a little bit late because I was making some spare ribs, and I got a little carried away. It's very good though. So listen, Donald Trump's trying to distract from the Epstein files. That's all he's trying to do. What he did in Iran, he did for Bibi Netanyahu. And Bibi Netanyahu, like I said, when this war is over, they will prosecute his ass and he will be locked up. I guarantee you that. And I certainly want to see Donald Trump pay for his sins. He is already a 34-time felon. All right? So I don't understand how he's in office and how so many people are still backing his bullshit even when they see him lying and it's proven that he's lying, they still back his bullshit. So either the people that are backing him are just all the criminal element, the all of the dishonest people, you know what I'm saying, or their 401ks are going up. But the fact is, those 401ks are not going to be going down forever, or not going to be going up forever. Inflation is fixing to hit you guys really, really hard. And when it does, it's not going to be nice at all. I swear to God. You guys, you think you're paying a lot for gas right now? It's fixing to go up even more. Okay? Even more. You're going to be paying $5 a gallon by next week. Mark my words. I'm telling you right now, $5 a gallon by next week. Do you think Trump is in the files? Hey, the files ought to be called the Trump files or the Trump Epstein files because he's in it more. He's in the Epstein files more than God is mentioned in the Bible. Okay, so and the things that are insinuated or he is accused of in those files is some really gross stuff. And as far as knowing his character, all you had to do, all you have to do is look at the things that he says about women. Look at the things that he says about the dead. Robert Mueller, a hero, a war hero, dies. The man served our government for years and years, honestly gave his all to try to serve our government. And this president sits there and says, yeah, I'm glad he's gone. He can't hurt any more people. Hey, Robert Mueller's name is not in the Epstein files talking about he pulling some young 9-year-old girl's head to his crotch. That is Donald Trump. Donald Trump has done numerous things that is so disgusting that you do not even want to think about it. And he is not somebody who cares what you think. When you are mad at Donald Trump or when you do not agree with Donald Trump, he will throw you to the curb. He will throw you under the bus. Look, Kristi Noem, good example. She did the wrong thing the other day and she was out of there. Now he didn't fire. He didn't fire. He just gave her a different position. But the reason he did that was to keep her on a line. Okay? But when it comes down to it, if he does not give her a presidential pardon, if he does not pardon her, then she will be sitting in a jail cell at some point. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. And as for Corey Lewandowski, oh, he's going to jail for sure. I guarantee you. All of this corruption in Trump's cabinet is fucking out of control. Kushner trying to cut deals with the Russians. Lutnick trying to cut deals with the Russians. Kushner trying to cut deals with the Saudis when he's over there trying to mediate with the Iranians. And what happened? That mediation didn't go so good, huh? No. So, you guys, it's time for the American public to open their eyes to the situation that they are in. Inflation is going up. Unemployment is going way up. And, the cost of living is also going up. But what is not going up is your salaries. Okay? Minimum wage is not going up. They are against it. And the administration is laughing. The administration is laughing. I hope that, yeah, market manipulation. You are right about that. Trump is manipulating the markets, and his friends are taking advantage of that. So if you're a friend of Donald Trump's, then you're going to be aware when he's going to make a certain statement, and therefore you know where to put money in and where not to put money in. And that's who's making money. The people who are on Donald Trump's side and knows when he's going to make a statement that is going to affect the markets. And every time he makes some sort of a statement, he mentions, not to mention the pictures of him. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, of course. Donald Trump is got. There's numerous pictures of Donald Trump in very, very disturbing photos in the Epstein files. I encourage you all to go looking through those files and see, look up Jerky, look up Zorro Ranch, look up 9-year-olds. I guarantee you, you're going to see some gross stuff. You're going to hear some gross stuff. You're going to read some gross stuff. But I would also recommend reading the book from Virginia Giuffre because that's really heartbreaking. You know, I did a podcast about a few months ago when the whole. Thank you, Lee Rogers. You're so nice to say that. A few months ago when the Prince Andrew was called to the mat, he was called to the mat because Donald Trump went over there and took the videos to King Charles. That's why he got called to the mat. That's why he lost his title. That's why he's out. That's why he's not a royal anymore. And unless the king figures out a way to get Andrew away from London and the press and everything else, it's going to get really, really messy. I suggested that he send Andrew to the Pope, where he should live out his last days. No luxuries, no computers, no phones, no nothing. A Bible, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the UK and France, they are all investigating, not just the UK and France. We got Poland is also calling for the Epstein files because Jean Brunel and Paolo Zampoli, they came from Europe and they had modeling agencies. And when they got involved with Jeffrey Epstein, they were sending girls, underage girls from Europe on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. And, if you got your own plane, it's easy to sneak some people on board and just fly away, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they were doing. And they were flying these little girls across the ocean over there to his island uh, in Little St. James. And yeah, once they're there, you know what I'm saying, they take the girls' passports and they can't do anything. It's not like they could run away, it's not like they could swim away. And these are 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, even 16, 17-year-olds. It does not matter. When you are that young, you don't have an understanding of what to do when you're in a bad situation like they were. They were getting sexually abused by more than one man, numerous men, and when they were not willing to participate, then they faced some sort of, I don't know, some sort of punishment, some sort of discipline. And some of those things could have been, you know what I'm saying, could have been death. I don't know. But we're going to see what's going to come up in the next few days. I assume that the investigation at the Zorro Ranch will be completed within the next 2 or 3 weeks. But I hope and pray that within the next day or two that they will have found the room that I talked about. You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey Epstein built a room with the help of one or two other guys that was air conditioned to put all of his videos in and his other items that he needed in case of emergency. There would be weapons in there, passports, documents, cash, all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know where that stuff's at, but hopefully they will be finding that soon. Another thing, as far as Trump's lovely wife and that movie that she put out, and I don't know if any of you went and saw it. If you did go and see it, I hope you asked for your money back because that movie was boring. Who can understand where this woman is coming from? Most Americans are living hand to foot, paycheck to paycheck, and this bitch puts this movie out there that freaking Jeff Bezos paid her $40 million to freaking do, and it is just a shame. It is just outright, you know, let them eat cake type shit. You know what I'm saying? This is a straight up, fuck you to all Americans because she is an immigrant from fucking Europe and was given a genius visa. I just cannot understand how so many people can just turn their nose to things that are right there in front of them. You know what I'm saying? This lady was a straight up prostitute. Straight up prostitute. And for her to come over here and make this movie like she's, all that, yeah, the only reason she can do that is because of the fact that Donald Trump has screwed Americans left and right for millions and millions of dollars. The man screws Americans out of SNAP benefits for their kids and then wants to go and spend $200 billion to attack Iran. For what? This was supposed to be the peace president. No more wars. Remember that? Do you guys remember that? No more wars. Well, how do you feel about that now? He has got us in a war, and when in 2 days, when those soldiers are over there freaking trying to land on Karg Island and take that island, thanks. When they're over there trying to take that island, hey, the motherfucking Iranians are going to be over there shooting rockets at them left and right, and there's no way to stop it. There's mountains all around there. All around there. And they're just going to be on those mountains shooting at them like freaking fish in a barrel. And that's our soldiers. Those are guys that fight for our country. My dad was a lieutenant colonel. My mom was the highest ranking NCO. And these motherfuckers are being treated like tin soldiers now by Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth. Why? Because they think they're badass. Because they're trying to distract from the Epstein files. That's why. So when you guys are looking at your gas prices next week and it's at $5, I want you to remember that Matt Fox on the tube told you that it would be $5. Because mark my words, it's going to happen. So, as far as everything else, I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you are going to be able to indulge in the protests on, I think that's going to be on the 28th of March, the No Kings protest. We need to get Donald Trump out of office as soon as possible. As soon as the House flips, and I say that, listen, I'm talking to you guys. I am a Republican. I am a Republican. I do not vote for Donald Trump or any of his MAGA sycophants, but I am a Republican. But I am rooting for the Democrats to take hold this time. And every freaking Republican that has been Donald Trump's lapdog needs to be thrown out of office. Every single one of them. We need some new blood in the Republican Party, and we need to freaking heal the Republican Party and go back to what we were. All right? So, in the next few days, like I said, Cog Island, troops on the island. Okay? Stay safe, stay strong wherever you're at, and be sure and subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, and I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you guys have a nice night wherever you're at and stay safe and say that you love your family members. Be sure and tell your family members you love them. That's very important. Have a nice night wherever you're at.